Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Rose to Roan Astrology. I am your host, Mel Rose, and today is Friday, January 24, 2025. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for checking in on your regular current astrology. I hope you're all feeling very happy and well. The sun is in Aquarius today, and the moon is in Sagittarius. So, air and fire, that's a pretty uplifting, active kind of vibe. Hey, but before we dive into it, please take a moment to like the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. That helps me out a lot. And of course, leave a comment down below. Say hello to me so I can say hello back to you. Okay, so sun in Aquarius, as opposed to sun in Capricorn, where it was a few days ago. Sun in Capricorn is very much about our goals and aspirations and the work we're willing to do for our personal long-term security. Well, sun in Aquarius is about our collective goals and aspirations and the work we're willing to do for long-term collective security. So that's what we're focused on, those networks for support, those systems that we rely on. And Sun had its conjunct to Pluto earlier this week, first time in over 200 years, I should mention. So this is a very new time for those of us who are living today. And you know, Pluto just points to the transformation of things, and the sun just makes a spotlight on that transformation with this conjunction, and it really points to the way our systems are being turned over, turned inside out, put under review, maybe just torn apart. Seriously, you know, if we look at the fact that we just inaugurated this person in the United States who put somebody in charge of each part of government that actually hates that part of government and wants to tear it down. I mean, that's on purpose. So I might not agree with the sort of policy thrust of this administration at all, but it is interesting to see Sun conjunct Pluto, that spotlight on the fact that our systems that we rely on, our networks that we rely on, really like government systems and networks, are being turned over and inside out. And there might even be a little bit of like throwing out the baby with the bathwater, like, well, I don't understand why we have this department, so we're just going to get rid of it and maybe down the line rediscover what it was that we were trying to get from that department that we still need to try to have, right? So it's a surprising time, and it's a little bit of a scary time, and we are really being shown that just the beginning part, the tip of the iceberg of the transitions that we're going to be going through over the next 20 years. But the transformation is of our networks of support and the systems that we rely on, and that's what we're going to be checking in on regularly at this time. So Sun in Aquarius, we are checking in on our networks. We are thinking about what it is we can do, not just to support ourselves, but what kind of work we're willing to do to create a collective sense of support, security, and uplift, because my security is very much tied up in the security of my neighbors and my community. Now, the moon is in Sagittarius, and this gives us a little bit of a heart for adventure. And the moon is waning. It's a waning crescent. It will be new next Wednesday. So this is the time with the crescent moon when we are, clearing out the last of the things that we no longer want to use in our creative process, in our efforts to live the life that we want, our efforts to achieve these personal goals that add up to our sense of security and wholeness in our lives. And especially with the waning moon and the moon in Sagittarius, which is a little bit adventurous, a little bit fiery. It feels a little bit like we're restless. We chafe under some bonds. We want to let go of these limitations that we have allowed to hold us back when we're not really entirely clear on why we have those limitations or why we observe them, right? So there's a little bit of that signature in the sun and in the moon on a collective level and on a personal level, just like I don't know why I observe this boundary, so I'm just going to get rid of the boundary and maybe find out later on why it was that I observed that boundary in the first place. But for now, it's just sort of like letting go of things that hold us back is the vibe. And with that in mind, I want to talk about the aspect this weekend on Saturday where Venus is trining Mars. Venus trining Mars, this is beautiful. aspect. Trine, it's grace, it's stability, it's ease. It just allows things to happen. All we have to really kind of do is say yes. Venus is exalted in Pisces right now, moving forward, having a gay old time, helping us feel beautiful and capable of attracting the things that we want into our lives, and really drawing in the kinds of things that we need as well. Mars, on the other hand, not doing so well. Retrograde in Cancer. Not only does it feel like we might not might not be able to assertively make the progress we want to make right now, but it also feels like we're a little hypersensitive, hypervigilant, and protective, very protective of what is for me and what is mine, right? But Venus in this trine relationship with Mars is generally a positive signature for our partnerships, not just our love partnerships, although that is included, but also our business partnerships. So our partnerships with our bosses or other people that we do business with. So this is a moment of grace in relating to our beloveds and our other partners. And I think that it is a beautiful and important moment because, in part, because Mercury is sitting in this opposition to Mars, which can give us the capacity to use fighting words or to say things, that are meant to protect us, say things that are meant to sort of ward off any kind of, evil or ill will coming against us, right? So it's a good time. That Venus and Mars, think, is going to make it easier for us to have those communications without anybody really taking offense, without seeming too abrasive with the way that we have to say what we need to say to stand up for ourselves and what it is that we love. We have this really good opportunity just to have good relations. And, I would say, in those partnerships, those loving partnerships and those business partnerships, notice about those partnerships what it is that you feel really grateful for. Notice about those partnerships what is going really well, and just say yes and lean into that part of the relationship at this point, because this is a great time to just sort of open doors of communication and easy relating with one another. Also, on this weekend, on Sunday, Mercury is going to sextile Neptune, which, is both serious and sentimental because Mercury is in Capricorn, which is super serious. That's our thoughts, plans, and communications, traveling in the land of goals and aspirations, and being serious about our own stability and support. And then Neptune is at home in Pisces, just, creating the dream, creating the fog, creating the mystery, just dwelling in it and loving it. So, this is our chance to really to really speak about what it is that we imagine, what we idealize, what we love, our broad sense of connection, not just to ourselves and the people we keep close or the people that we do business with, but our broad sense of connection and love for everybody. So that's an inspiring vibration to me. Mercury in that sextile with Neptune just says these two are working together, they're cooperating. So that's our thoughts, plans, and communications, the way we collaborate with others, working together with our ability to idealize something to help us move forward. So we're being asked to use our imaginations to express what is in our imaginations, and know that something positive will come from it. And then the last thing I want to talk to you about today is also this weekend, Venus going sextile to Uranus. So this really, again, that sextile it's cooperative. It makes these vibrations work together and it brings something positive forward. So this is about loving what is unusual. Because Venus is trine to Mars, I'm going to say loving what is unusual about our beloveds. It's about loving what's unusual about, the other partners we're choosing in life, but also, about ourselves. Venus in Pisces can be very much about, your sense of universal connection, but also your sense of, love for yourself, your sense of being at peace with yourself by being at peace with your surroundings. So, notice the unusual things. Notice the things that maybe you don't know or think that other people would notice about you or your loved ones or your partners in life. And, you know, again, you know, noticing that you appreciate certain things about people that maybe other people wouldn't appreciate, that can really help you make progress in those relationships for sure. Okay, friends, I think that's all I have to say about it today. Thank you so much for joining me. I will be back here on Monday to talk about next week. Let me do a quick preview of next week, just so we know what's coming up. We have the new moon on Wednesday. That will be the new moon in Aquarius. And we have Mercury making a conjunction to Pluto on Tuesday, so that will be, a broader conversation about those transformations we're seeing in our systems and networks for support. Also, next week, the Sun will be trine to Jupiter. That's a very lucky kind of signature, good fortune kind of signature. And then at the end of the week, next week, Venus will be conjunct Neptune in Pisces. So that's going to be a super dreamy, lovey-dovey vibe. And I look forward to talking with you about it coming up next week. So I'll see you all on Monday. Bye bye.